Shalom, Kingdom people. What's going on? This Chief Servant, Kingdom Media Foundation, Apostle T. What's happening? It's my first time doing the live on YouTube, so I'm just checking in with you real quick. I just now came back from Charleston, and we had a good time with Women After God's Own Heart Ministries, and we edified and built up. Had a good time in the Spirit. One of the things the Spirit of the Lord broke out and started talking about was one of the purposes for the reproduction, or one of the purposes for gifts when they manifest. Many times people believe that the manifestation of gifts is simply for the immediate need, meeting the immediate need, but there's another purpose for why the Lord wants gifts to be manifested. For example, if you operate in the gift of prophecy, it is to meet the immediate need, edify, strengthen, encourage, comfort the person that's there. That's one of the purposes. But there's another purpose for prophecy. Also, it is also to meet the need of what the Lord wants to have manifested in the earth. So to prioritize his will would be another reason why you might flow in it. But the part that I talked about today was the purpose for the manifestation of the gift is for the reproduction of the gift in other people. In other words, one of the reasons why he wants the prophets and the prophesiers to prophesy is so that the gift of prophecy would be replicated or reproduced in more people. So that, in other words, the gift of impartation. I don't just want to bless you, but I want to impregnate you with the same ability that you received from, so that now that gift can survive and thrive in the next generation. Think about it. From 2,000 years ago to now, if nobody operated in the spiritual gifts then we wouldn't be able to operate in it now. The reason why we can flow in it now is because we have been recipients of somebody manifesting and imparting. The scripture says, as freely as you have received, freely give. So one of the reasons for us to demonstrate, it is to bless them, but it's also to impregnate them. The reason why the Lord will have somebody live half of their life with a sickness just so that they can have a miraculous encounter is not just to heal them, but it's also to usher them into a realm of miracles so that they could be miracle workers. Christ was born as a result of a miracle. So it was easy for him to, and we know we're talking about the Son of God, the living word incarnate, but because he was born, then that gives, because he was born miraculously, it was easy for him to flow in miracle working. So in other words, it's not just to meet the immediate need, but it's to impregnate the person, impart something in them, fill their hearts with something that they can reproduce in others. It's like genes. It's like spiritual DNA. The DNA, the genes are trying to replicate themselves. They're trying to reproduce themselves. They're trying to further their line, their lineage. So the prophetic in you is trying to further the prophetic in another generation, in another clan, in another family. It's trying to make sure that it survives, that it doesn't reach extinction. So we were talking about the ministry of helps and administration. And we're talking about how, yes, it is good to help people. It's good to operate in administration, and it helps the ministry flow and it helps things flow. But the reason why that gift is in operation is not just so that that person would be blessed immediately. It is for that too. But it is also so that administration will remain in the earth. It is because now if a person can be exposed to a different level of excellence, if a person can be exposed to a different level of operations, then that's going to raise the bar for them. They're going to begin to operate in a higher level of administration. So it's to model, it's to show, it's to lay patterns and precepts in people so that they can then begin to walk in that on a greater level, right? So think about that the next time the Lord uses you and moves you. He's trying to breed something. He's trying to scatter seed. He's trying to sow seed so a harvest can come later. It is not just about now, but it's about harvesting. It's about cultivating. It's about watering. It's about planting so the Lord of the harvest can bring in the increase in due season. Let him use you to flow. Let him use you to make sure that prophecy exists in the next generation. Let him use you to make sure that the word of knowledge, the word of wisdom would flow. Let him use you so that, other authors would be birthed because you wrote your books and you wrote your blogs and you did whatever, that you sowed that seed so deeply that it made somebody else say, well, I think I have a story to tell. It made somebody else say, I think I have a ministry on the inside of me as well. I might need to scribe this out. That you would become so full of your purpose that you have no choice but to get everybody around you full. And if they don't have their own, if they don't have revelation of who they are, then they will receive an impartation of who you are. And until they come into their own, they'll be able to carry out an extension of that which he has given you. So this is a part that we have to play in this thing. Go ahead and represent for the home team. Glory and honor belongs to him. His will be done. Now let me see how I can break this off, because like I said, this is my first time, so I need to check the settings.